In this lesson, we'll look at text views. Text views are essentially just non-editable text labels. We've already used them when we were talking about layouts, but let's see what optional things we can do with them. We'll start by adding just a regular text view to our layout. And then we'll set its text property. So we can see the designer reflected that change in the text. So now we'll take a look at what happens when we change the width of the text view down to so that the text does not fit widthwise. And you can see that it automatically wraps its height. We'll switch that width back to wrap content. So we're back to normal. Now if you'll notice, there are a couple of other text views in the list of controls, and we can just drop those in as well, and you can see the difference. And essentially, the difference comes down to a single property, and that's this text appearance property. And in this case, it's set to text appearance small. It's probably easier to see that in the XML. And you can see the other controls have text appearance medium and text appearance large. So we can also take that plain text and we can make some changes to it. For instance, we can change its text size to 20 pixels. We can also change its text style to a boldface or an italic. And finally, we can change its typeface. And there aren't a whole lot of choices here. We can change it to a serif, or a monospace, or a sans serif. We're back to normal. The reason for the lack of choices is because essentially these are the fonts that are always installed on an Android device. If you're going to get fancier with other fonts, you have to install them yourself. You can't really count on them being on the device. We can also change the text color. And that made it go away, so we also need to change its background color. And there it is. So those are some of the design times things we can do with it. Now let's take a look at what we can do at runtime. First of all, we need to create a variable for the text view. And we need to associate it with the resource in the layout. And there's a little typo for you. And now we're just going to set its text property. And hopefully this will compile and run for us. And here's our application with the text updated to the runtime text.